You might be wondering, how can teachings from 2,000 years ago possibly help us deal with the craziness of modern life? It's a totally fair question. So, in this explainer, we're going to distill 32 really powerful lessons from the teachings of Jesus and put them into a clear, actionable framework that you can actually use today. But here's the big challenge, right? With so many different teachings on things like love, forgiveness, faith, purpose, how do you make sense of it all? How do you take this long list of lessons and turn it into something that actually guides your life? Well, the source material itself gives us a really powerful way to structure all of this, turning it from just a collection of ideas into one unified path. The best way to understand it is to see these teachings as three interconnected paths. Together, they form a complete picture of what a transformed life looks like. First, you've got the upward path, which is all about our connection to the divine. Then there's the outward path, which guides how we relate to other people. And finally, the inward path, which is all about cultivating our own character. So let's start with the one that's the foundation for everything else, the upward path. Okay, so the upward path. This is all about our relationship with God, which the source presents as the absolute foundation, the bedrock that everything else is built on. You can think of it as the power source, giving strength and direction for the other two paths we're going to explore. And this path isn't just some abstract idea. It gets broken down into things you actually do. It's about making God's will a priority over, just chasing material stuff. It's about trusting that He'll provide for what we need and connecting with Him through sincere prayer, not just rattling off empty words. And the result? A life that's free from all that crippling anxiety. One that is constantly connected to, or as the source says, abiding in, the source of all life. It really means staying grounded in that faith, moment by moment.
In this quote, it just nails the heart of the upward path. It's not a partial commitment, right? The teaching is calling for a complete and total love that uses every single part of who you are, your emotions, your spirit, and your intellect. Now let's see how this vertical love gets translated into our horizontal relationships with other people.
And that brings us, naturally, to the outward path. This is where that upward love gets expressed horizontally, in how we actually treat the people all around us. It's where our faith becomes action. What's so amazing here is just how radical these teachings were. I mean, think about it. In a world that was often driven by getting even and climbing the social ladder, the call to show mercy instead of judgment, to love even your enemies, and to find greatness by serving other people, that was absolutely revolutionary. Let's just zoom in on forgiveness for a second. The source makes it super clear that this isn't a one-and-done kind of thing. It's a constant choice. It's not about pretending something bad didn't happen. It's about choosing to release yourself from the heavy weight of bitterness and resentment. At the end of the day, it's about freeing your own heart. So it all boils down to this simple but incredibly profound command. Loving your neighbor isn't just about having warm, fuzzy feelings. It's a decision. A decision to treat every single person with the same dignity, care, and compassion that we want for ourselves. It's a call to see a piece of yourself in everyone you meet. Okay, but to really authentically live out those first two paths, the upward and the outward, you absolutely need the third and final piece of the puzzle, the inward path. This is the deep internal work of shaping our character, our motivations. It's the engine that drives everything else. And right at the very core of this inner work is humility. And it's so important we get this right. The source is crystal clear. This has nothing to do with weakness or having low self-esteem. True humility, in this sense, is about recognizing our total dependence on God for everything, and then shifting our focus away from trying to get applause from people to living for a divine purpose. This path is really built on several key pillars. It all starts with cultivating a pure heart, one that's free from hidden motives. Then, that inner purity naturally leads to a life of integrity, where we become like salt and light to positively influence the world around us. This integrity gives us a clear sense of purpose and allows us to act with spiritual wisdom, building our life on the solid rock of these teachings. This quote just beautifully captures the ultimate promise of walking the inward path. I mean, think about it. It's this incredible idea that our inner state, what's going on inside of us, directly affects our ability to experience and even perceive God in our lives. A pure heart, in a way, becomes a window to the divine. So we've explored the upward, the outward, and the inward paths. But how do they all fit together? Well, it is absolutely crucial to understand that they aren't some kind of checklist you work through. They're designed to be woven together into a single, unified way of life. In the end, it all comes down to this one big idea. These are not three separate journeys. They are one integrated life. Loving God, loving others, and working on your character, they're like three sides of the same coin. Each one makes the others stronger and gives them meaning, creating this amazing, virtuous cycle of growth.
So the ultimate takeaway is this. These ideas are not meant to be just abstract theories to think about. They are a call to action. They find their real meaning in our daily choices, in those moments where we choose to love, to forgive, to serve, and to put our trust in something greater than ourselves. That's where this ancient wisdom really comes to life. So as we finish up, I want to leave you with the question for your own reflection. Looking at your life, right here and now, which of these three paths, upward, outward, or inward, is calling for your attention? Where are you being invited to take the next step on your own journey?